to be disagreeable by simply respecting each other's right to see the world as we choose to see it in every moment.
Good afternoon and good evening, wherever you may be. This is Safir Mahdi, and you're listening to You Got That Right. That means you're living in a judgment-free radio zone here with us. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm going to be joined by Dr. George Xavier Love in Florida, somewhere around Boca Raton area, and Sister Nkassaa as my co-host today is in Newark, Delaware, and that's not Newark, New Jersey, y'all. That's Newark, Delaware. That's a whole nother animal. Dr. Love, are you there?
I am right here, live and in living color, sitting in the sunshine by the swimming pool. Can't
Well,
wait to shine a light on all
amen.
the healing
Amen.
energy
Amen.
coming
Amen.
from Florida.
Can we see you? Can you get on? We don't see you
Can
on
you
video.
see me?
Can you?
Of course
All
you
right,
can
here
see
you
me.
go. All
I'm
right.
right there.
Live. Okay. How's the weather in Boca?
It is gorgeous.
Oh man, don't rub
It
it in.
is
We got heat over here too in Arizona,
gorgeous.
so I don't know what heat is worse. They say dry heat versus wet heat, but heat is heat.
Well,
You
you
know?
know what I say? I'm grateful to whatever God gives me. That's what I
Amen.
say.
You got that right.
I say you got that right.
Welcome to the judgment-free zone. So we're gonna always be 100% in agreement. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
How'd you like that theme song?
I loved it. I want to hear it again.
All right, we will. Top of the hour. We're talking to Dr. George Xavier Love, Asian medicine, Doctor of Asian Medicine, founder of the Chi MD program at Blue Dragon Qigong Academy, a Florida licensed primary care physician and certified acupuncture physician since 1986. He received his Qigong master certification from, help me out with that, Zhu Shai Lin?
Jushi Lin.
Xiaoling Taoist Scholars Council in 1994. He has been the teacher of Blue Dragon Qigong since 1983. He is the author of the 10 self-healing manuals. You got me beat by a long shot there. I only got one book out. 10 manuals, producer of multiple Qigong videos and radio talk show host for 20 years. Wow. Okay. And I wonder how you started in radio.
I wonder if a young man by the name of Safir had anything to do with my radio career.
It's a possibility. You know, he's
There's
done
a
some good
strong possibility you might have like kicked me out of the chair and in front of the microphone.
Yeah. And so today, folks, tell us what you're going to be talking about today, man. What you want to talk about?
Well, I want to make things simple.
Good.
Life is complex. The human body is complex. Healing is complex. Western medicine is way complex. Chinese medicine, also complex. So I had to break it down because I've done numerous radio interviews. And the last thing they asked me is, can you give us one tip, just one, that would make our lives better, Dr. Love? And I'm like, one? You want 40 years condensed into one?
So
And I
one
sat
tip.
and I thought about it. And I
Yeah.
said, drumming. Now, I must
Amen.
tell the audience that Safir and I started out doing drum circles on South Beach back in 1992.
Ooh, man,
That's a
there'll be big.
long time ago. Some of y'all weren't even born in 1992.
That's right. But we used to do with the Middle Eastern Dance Exchange. We started it
Right.
there, and then it just spread
We
like
did. We
wildfire.
did.
We called it Spirit Dance.
spirit
At the
dance
time, we were
or
calling it
trance dance.
trance dance.
Right.
We call it trance dance, and then when I got to Arizona, I decided I like the term spirit dance better. So go ahead.
Okay, so your heart has a beat. Your heart has a rhythm. And I know everybody's heard of reggae. Doom doom psh, doom
Yeah,
doom taka ka doom doom psh, doom doom
absolutely.
taka. We call that the heartbeat rhythm.
That's right.
Now, my man Robert Nesta Marley was attending a Nyabingi, which is a Rastafarian church service up in the
Right.
Blue Mountains, and they could not afford to have organs in their church. So they played drums
Makes
and
sense.
they sang doom 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 da ga ga doom doom. And he got permission from the church elders to take their spiritual music and proselytize it and turn it into what we call dance music.
hmm
They gave him permission to do that
They
because
needed,
they
they
wanted
needed
to
permission.
promote the peacefulness of
Yeah.
the Rastafarian heart centered Christian belief system.
Right. They needed permission
Now,
to do that. Okay.
they gave him permission to do that. So, as a musician, I went to school to become a musician. As a musician, I had to really think about this because I played piano and clarinet. I was in the marching band, all city orchestra, but I love the drums. I love the drums. And
Amen.
it didn't occur to me that the drums had a scientific evidence for healing the central nervous system in general and the heart in particular. So I had a professor, his name will come to me in a second. He put a speaker in the ceiling and he attached a microphone to my wrist. So the class could hear my heartbeat from the speaker on the ceiling. And then he brought in a snare drum. And my heart rate speeded up.
hmm
Then he brought out a bass drum. Boom, boom, boom. And my heart rate slowed down. Now I'm sitting in a chair. I'm not dancing. I'm not jumping around. This brother was able to change my heart rate with the sound of a drum. Now,
Ah.
I didn't realize it at the time. It took time for it to sink in,
hmm
but eventually it sunk in that we can change our own heart rate by drumming our chest, drumming our belly, drumming our arms, drumming the back of the head, drumming the top of the head, drumming your knees. You can drum different parts of your body, which will change the blood flow
Right.
and the respiration rate.
Well,
So
wasn't
drumming the body
right.
is healing.
Wasn't that what we were doing in back in the old days where we called it hand jive, doing that crazy hand jive.
That
Um,
you're absolutely right, and it's part of African cultural tradition going back 1,000 years.
hello, the
A
hand
thousand
jive.
years.
Man. So
So
body drumming.
body drumming.
That's what we're going to talk about today. A little bit of
That's
body.
what we're going to talk about.
Okay. makes makes perfect sense. Sister Nkassaa, you got any questions to ask Dr. Love about body drumming?
I guess what is the after circulation? What is the next most influential thing that body drumming does for you?
There is none. That's it. The circulation.
All right,
That-
and that
There's
got
that's
that
all there
circulation.
right.
is. So when I was 12 years old, I asked my father, what do people die of? And I was particularly talking about my grandparents. And he said, oh, son, don't worry about what they died from. They just died of old age. And I was like, well, what is old age? How does that, how does that, I'm 12. What do I know? So my father was trying to keep it simple. And he was just like, oh, there's no disease. You just die of old age. Well, this smart ass kid was not accepting that as an answer.
Hello.
So I had to go dig deep in order to find out. Dying of old age is when your blood vessels collapse and cannot carry blood.
Hello.
So there's nothing wrong with your organ. It's actually your blood vessels.
You
So
got
then
that?
the next question is, what causes the blood vessels to collapse?
Lack of
And
sleep.
then I found out dairy, sugar, salt, flour, animal fat, and fried. So number
And
one snack food in America.
don't forget judgmental thinking.
Well, we're talking about blood vessel collapse. I'm gonna get back into judgment in a second. So those six things are what we call the six devils: dairy and flour, salt and sugar, animal fat, and fried. And that causes plaque on the inside of the blood vessels. Now, there is an emotional trigger, which my dear brother is alluding to, and that is worry, fear, anxiety, frustration, resentment, shame, blame, guilt, and depression. So all of those are in a poison pot that causes a short circuit to your central nervous system. Then there is a spiritual component that will cause you to die early. So Brother Saphir and I have a mentor, spiritual mentor, Preston Johnson, and he said, you cannot be on the spiritual path if you are judgmental. So if you want to start, you have to give up all judgment, including judgment of yourself.
Starting with yourself. Yeah,
Starting with yourself.
that's right.
Now, my parents judged me. Both of them were school teachers. So they judged me not from parental love, but from fear that the system would twist me and turn me. So in their minds, they were trying to protect me. And they were so full of judgment, it made me pull away from my own parents. And when I got my first girlfriend, I judged her because my father said, we're doing this because we love you, son.
Right.
And I thought that judging people was the proper way to be. And my first, second, third, and fourth girlfriend said, get them away from me. So I painfully learned you can't judge people. It's not a good look.
Well, you can, but it has its repercussions.
Yeah, right. Consequences. Exactly. Consequences.
Reaction is
Okay.
an equal and opposite reaction.
Every reaction is an equal and opposite reaction.
That's right.
So in my spiritual studies, we have four bodies. So we have a spiritual body, we have an emotional body, we have an energetic body, and then we have a physical body. So if judgment is the first thing that throws the spiritual body out, then it drops down into the emotional body, which is anger, fear, and worry, and grief, and sadness and loneliness. Okay. Then, if that doesn't get resolved, it drops down into the energy body, which is food and sex and sleep. So If I'm
Did you say
anxious, I
sex?
crave salt.
Did you say
It,
sex?
I said sex is part of your energy body.
Okay.
Sex is part of health.
Okay.
I used to wonder why I had an organ between my legs when I didn't need to pee. They could have found another way to pee besides that.
Well, they did.
Yes, but that was not explained at 12 or 14 or 16 or 18. I found that answer on the street corner and then in the library in the encyclopedia. But spiritually speaking, sex is the connection that raises your frequency. But
Okay.
this culture demeans sex, makes sex bad and wrong, and anybody who enjoys it is called names,
Hmm.
which we won't repeat on a radio show.
Okay.
So your energy body is food plus exercise plus sleep plus sex. Those are the four parts of the energy body. Okay. Now, in your energy body, you can drum up your chi. You can dance up your chi. You can sing up your chi. You can hand clap, foot stomp, and sing. All of that is in your energy field, and all of that heals your nervous system, your central nervous system, your peripheral nervous system.
Is this under the category of what you call TCM, which is traditional Chinese medicine?
Um,
You talk about components to TCM include eight breathing and meditation exercises, internal and external exercise, medicinal qigong. You want to expand on that a little bit?
okay, so the energy body is the chi that flows through the body just like blood flows through the veins. So if I put my arm around my girlfriend, after about 15 minutes, what happens to my arm? It goes to sleep because the blood flow is cut off. Okay?
Mhm.
If you shake hands with your friend and he wants to play a joke on you and he doesn't let go of your hand, eventually you're going to get annoyed because the blood is not flowing. So the chi and the blood flow together. The chi moves the blood and the blood pumps the heart. That is the foundation of Chinese medicine, or what is known as TCM.
Ah, okay. Sister Nkassaa, feel free to jump in anytime.
Well, thank you. It's going well so far. I'm avidly listening and learning.
Okay. Any questions based on what he's discussed so far?
No, because there's more to come. I will have some shortly. Absolutely.
All right. Go ahead, my brother. Uh,
So, spirit body, emotional body, energy body, and then we get to the physical body.
okay. We lost you on camera. You still
Just
there?
a little bit.
Dr. Love, you still there? Looks like we lost Dr. Love somewhere in Florida.
Yes.
So, somewhere in Boca Raton, Florida, we lost Dr. Love. So, what's your take so far on what he's talking about,
If
Sister
he
Nkassaa?
if he could bring up some of that sunshine up here, that would be lovely. Sending it right on up. I'm very intrigued to hear more about the drumming and the changing of the heartbeat. and what rhythms of the drum influences what heartbeat pace, and how that drum connects to the acupuncture meridians, and which would be,
Dr.
best
Love is
utilized.
back
He's
on the
back.
scene. He got kidnapped momentarily in Boca Raton, but he's back. I think.
Yes.
Can you hear us, Dr. Love? Uh-oh, we lost him again. He got kidnapped
Oh,
again.
he might be out just a little bit again.
Hopefully, it wasn't an
But
alligator down there in
Yeah, I
Boca
hope it didn't
Raton.
alligator in
as
here.
when he
Anyway,
comes back, I would love for you as well to give us a little trip back in time to the drumming circles and the most influential moments that you may recall about the drumming that transformed you or
Dr. Love is back
influenced
with
your
us.
body. I think Dr. Love is back,
I'm back.
but
All
we can't
right,
hear him.
good man
Okay.
down for
So the physical body requires blood flow to the brain and blood flow to the feet. So up until 500 years ago, everyone had to perform labor in order to survive. Even rich guys still had to do their own labor. Then they started enslaving other people to do their labor for them. And then human beings got lazy and complacent. And then they stopped learning how to chop wood, how to make a fire, how to carry water, how to cultivate crops, how to pick fruit, grow vegetables, and take care of animals. So in this particular country, 80% of the people lived on the land and 20% lived in the cities. But after World War II, the people shifted from the land to the city, and then it became 50-50. And in the last 50 years, it's become 80% of people live in the city and 20% live on the land.
Right.
So it's a not healthy thing for us to not be able to walk barefoot on the dirt. It's an unhealthy thing for us not to be up at sunrise and watch the sun gaze into our eyes. It's an unhealthy thing for us to not get pure water from a mountain stream. It's an unhealthy thing for us to not be able to grow our own food and be dependent upon artificial fertilizer, pesticides, uh, trucks bringing food to a distribution center and then brought to a grocery store, which is then repackaged. And by the time you eat it, it's 10, 12, 14 days after it was picked,
You got that right.
when we should be eating the food that was picked yesterday. We should be eating that for breakfast and lunch.
Mhm.
So we are diminishing
Did you hear
our
sister?
energy field.
Did you hear Sister Nkassaa's question when you got kidnapped?
No, I didn't hear her question.
Okay, sister, go ahead.
What were you referring to, the question about the drumming and
Yeah.
the?
Okay.
Yes, I'd asked Dr. Love about drumming, and at what rhythm were you able to feel the influence of the drum and your heartbeat? And are there specific rhythms that influence other organs on the meridians as well, as far as, drum patterns? Are there any like specific basic patterns, or if that makes any?
Yes, all that is true. But unless you've been drumming at least 2 years,
Hmm.
the answer will not make any sense to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So there's 2244 6 8, 5 8, 9 8, 9 11. There's multiple rhythms. But until you master the 4 4 and the 6 8, those other patterns you won't be able to grasp.
Okay.
So my drum teacher, one of my drum teachers was is Jojo Morocco.
Oh,
And
JoJo, how's JoJo doing?
Jojo's doing just fine.
You know, we
He
did we
told
did that album together. I have an album that he and I did.
I know all about it.
Yeah, of course you did.
So he told me 5, 6 years ago, he started drumming when he was 5 years old. He's now 65 years old.
Right.
Wow.
He said the
He's
last five
he's a
years,
dangerous fella.
his hand speed has
And
increased.
Mm.
he makes
His
it look
hand
so
speed.
and he makes it look so easy too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, he
Yes,
comes from what, three generations of drummers from
three
Morocco.
generations of drummers.
Yeah.
So to answer Nkassaa's question, are there? Yes, there are. Now, is there a drum rhythm for the liver? Yes, but what precedes the liver? The kidney. So is there a drum rhythm for the kidney? Oh, yes, there is. Well, what precedes the kidney? Oh, the lungs. Is there a drum rhythm for the lung? Oh, yeah, there's a drum. And what precedes that? Oh, there's a drum rhythm for the spleen. Oh, what precedes that? Oh, the heart. There's a drum rhythm for the heart, which I gave you at the top. Boom, 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 pop, boom, boom. So first you must master the heart rhythm.
Mm.
Then you can master the spleen rhythm. Then you can okay, so you got to do all these things, and it takes time.
All right, so let's weave in chanting and singing and movement
Thank you.
and
Thank you,
meditation and
thank you.
all of that
Okay,
you got going on.
now your breastbone is a resonator.
Mm.
So I want everybody in the audience to go, oh. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. And now I want everybody in the audience to go, ah. Oh,
You brought your djembe with you, right?
Ah. Oh.
ah,
Ah.
oh, ah, oh, ah. Wow, 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 wow. So now your breastbone is resonating those sounds. Now the ah sound relates directly to your thymus gland, which is exactly next to your heart. So the thymus gland is directly behind the center of the breastbone, and the heart is slightly to the left. So when you make that ah sound that resonates the thymus, and then it goes into the heart, and then it speeds up the heart. Now the heart's on the left side. So if I go, oh, 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 so this is a common rhythm that thymus and pancreas, which is your digestive system. Now, if I if I sit like this, I'm compressing. If I sit back, if I sit up straight, I change the resonance. So it's not just the sound, it's the posture. Now, my hands, my fingers, my wrists are loose. But some people play like this, and you can see that they're stiff. And other people, the wrist is loose, the fingers are loose. the shoulders are released, that changes the resonance. So your rib cage, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So heart, lung, heart. 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 Heart, lung, heart.
So how are
And
we
I
able
can
to
change
how are we
the
able to
rhythm and
combine
change the resonance.
how are we able to combine the
Oh,
chanting, the drumming, and the singing and the movement all into one?
all into one. But again, like an orchestra or an ensemble or a trio, you need all three parts.
Right?
So I'm going to stand up and you're going to look at my feet. So I'm going to stomp, stomp, clap, stomp, clap, stomp, clap, stomp, clap, stomp, clap. I love you. I love myself. I love you. I love myself. I love my mother. I love my father.
All right.
I love my family. I love my heart. You love your heart. So I
So it's just the
work
singing,
in.
drumming, and movement all rolled into one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, say
Singing,
that again.
singing, drumming, and movement all rolled into one.
All rolled into one.
With the meditation is a part of that.
Well, that is the meditation.
That is the meditation.
That
Exactly.
is the meditation.
Mhm. So we call this meditative dance therapy in terms of what we've done with spirit dance over the years. But we add the the blindfolds so it takes away the distractions. We don't want people to be distracted. They can
Yes,
go
people are
directly,
easily distracted.
get directly to spirit when you're not distracted.
Right.
Don't bypass spirit. So
Okay.
tell us more about other things you could do to improve your overall health using the body drumming technique.
Well, one of the things you can do is drink coconut water
Okay.
that you just cut right off the tree and drilled the hole in it and poured it out like 15 minutes ago. That's one of the things you can
All
do.
right, well, go ahead and enjoy your coconut water. We're going to play a little music interlude and come back in about a minute.
Okay, yeah, play that music.
Yeah, you got that right, brother. We're going to
All right.
fire it up.
100%
All
agreement,
right.
Come on.
and that's because no matter what you or I do, we're gonna always say you got that right. You and I live in a judgment-free zone, and we're getting ready to spread that unconditional love vibration all over the planet with the universal understanding that peace is more important than being right about anything. We can always disagree, but we never have to be disagreeable by simply respecting each other's right to see the world as we choose to see it in every moment. We can always disagree, but we never have to be disagreeable by simply respecting each other's right to see the world as we choose to see it in every moment.
All right. It makes you want to dance, doesn't it?
It makes me want to dance.
You got that right. So we can disagree, but we don't have to be disagreeable out there, folks. Just remember that. Cut yourself some slack. Get off your back. Love yourself unconditionally, right, Dr. Love? Uh-oh, he got kidnapped again on
That
that
is
note.
correct.
All right. So what are the benefits of this type of drumming, meditation, movement in terms of overall health?
So,
You talk about help of relaxing the muscles, obviously, I would think, as one.
okay, so number one is calming and relaxing the central nervous system. That's number one. And two,
Your voice is broken.
increase
Your
blood
voice
flow
is breaking up.
and blood
Dr. Love, your
circulation
voice
to
is
the
breaking
brain.
up a little. Your voice is breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, I hear it breaking up.
A little better
Uh,
now.
okay. So
Okay, go ahead.
number one,
Recharge.
it calms and relaxes the central nervous system. And number two, it increases blood circulation. Those are the two most important things. If you don't breathe for 4 minutes, what happens to your brain? It dies because it didn't get any oxygen in the blood to the brain. So the most important part is called the carotid artery. So if you turn your head to the right and you use your right hand, you can pluck that muscle that pops out. It's called the sternocleidomastoid muscle, or the SCM for short. So the top part connects to your brain. That is a valve. I'm sorry, a
Unfortunately,
lymphatic. It's a
your
lymphatic
voice is,
gland.
your voice is breaking up on us a little bit. So you got
My
to talk
phone's still
directly.
breaking up.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
My
ahead.
phone microphone. Okay. So at the very top, there is a lymph gland that goes into your brain. Underneath that is the carotid artery. Underneath that is the thyroid gland. And then underneath that is a lymph gland that goes into your lungs. So this is very, very important. And then, of
What
course,
we're
we
going
do
to
it on the other
do,
side.
Dr. Love, why don't you rejoin us? We'll play a little bit more music again and let you, you know,
Okay, I'll drop out and come back in. How about that?
yeah, I think that'll help the sound situation. In the meantime, you got that right.
All right.
So how you doing, Sister Nkassaa?
It is great. It's exciting to hear about the movements that help the body to align and that promote self healing. And
Exactly.
and I would like to, hear more about the meditative state as Dr. Love comes on. Um, at what level of meditative influence is the body movement, and what level, is the drumming or the hand movements, um, how's that affecting the meditative state? Whether we're doing the tapping heart, lung, heart, as he was saying earlier, what does that afford the person in a meditative state to receive? Because the different forms of meditation, whether you're doing intrinsic or extrinsic meditation, whether you're chanting or using imagery, it's taking you to maybe a specific definition. I would love to hear his viewpoint on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell the audience a little bit about your background, Sister Nkassaa.
Well, I have on my Black Love shirt for a reason,
Okay.
because I'm a student actually of Dr. Love as well. I feel like I'm sandwiched between two great masters, and I am
Oh, well,
today,
thank
and I'm thankful for such divine orientation and knowledge. I professional practice. I also have a degree in Oriental medicine and acupuncture. I also have experience in dealing with different levels of mental and emotional wellness as a counselor and a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I, really have an affinity for working with herbs and different healing modalities and meditation.
All right.
Is he back? And I really like that music. Oh, I'm sorry. That was me. I thought that was your music. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, and
Okay.
I love Afro beats. So that I
Okay.
just told on myself. So that's why I'm asking about, the drumming because I do resonate, with the tones. I may not be an avid player of drums, but I do resonate with, and I would like to learn more about how they influence our well being. Thank you. Dr. Love is back.
Yeah. All right. Are we have a better sound now or what?
Sounds a little bit better.
Yeah, sounds a little better. Yeah. So you want to broach those questions with him? I don't know if he heard you ask those questions
All right. Can you hear me,
about.
Dr. Love?
I can hear you just fine.
He keeps putting me on the spot.
This is our first show, so we're like working out the technical stuff, as we move through this on StreamYard. So it's fun to play with the gadgets and see and we love the people who are chiming in, about the show already, getting a lot of positive feedback, and that's a good thing. We appreciate all you folks out there listening and tune in every Sunday at between 3 and 5 Arizona time. We have these weird clocks here. We don't move the clock. We let the clock stay exactly where it is. So we don't participate in that daylight savings time, whatever that thing is all about. I don't quite understand it, why they have to mess with the clocks. But anyway, we're on Arizona time. So in the summertime, we're on California time. In the wintertime, we're on mountain time. So it's kind of interesting. Anyway, so Dr. Love, you want to chime back in where we left off?
Do I want to tell you about?
The integration and the relaxing of the muscles and tendons and the importance of circulation and all that good stuff.
Okay, so the questions that people ask all the time are related to their upbringing in a Western environment. And the questions are just wrong questions. So instead of figuring out what is the benefit or what is the overall, why not think about how we can improve our function as a living, breathing human being? What can I do to make it better,
Mm-hmm.
optimal?
Yeah.
And that is
Oh,
something that you and I have had multiple conversations about
yeah.
is optimal health and
Dr.
homeostasis.
Dr. John Chazelle,
Right, exactly,
our brother.
exactly. So if we go back 1,000 years, there were no cars, bicycles, or trucks. There was no sneakers. There was no asphalt roads. We just had leather sandals to cover our feet. So we would have to chop wood. We'd have to carry water. We would have to create a fire to melt metal, which could then be shaped into things. We created pottery, and we'd have a potter's wheel, and then we would put that into a kiln to fire the pot, so we could have dishes and plates and bowls and cups. So if we understood that our movement is what made us healthy, and lack of movement is what makes us sick. So if I came from the past and I landed in Jamaica, and you told me, oh, you would have to pay $300 a year to go to a gym to lift weights in order to be healthy, I would pull out my spear and stab you to death on the spot.
Oh, th- this is not a commercial for LA Fitness, okay?
I, I, I cannot believe you're paying $300 a year
We're sorry
to
if we
go to
stepped on your
someplace.
toes out there.
We're not sorry. We're not
Oh,
sorry.
no, we're not
Okay.
we're not throwing any spears at anybody though, Dr. Love, okay? No,
Okay. This is insane, right? Now, they invented a bicycle, and the bicycle had a huge wheel and had a little wheel. The little wheel was for the balance. And that big wheel, you could ride at 40 to 45 miles an hour on grass. It
yeah,
didn't need a road.
right. I mean, when I was in Denmark, that's bicycle. That was the thing, man. Just get on the
That
bike,
was the thing.
get on the bike and ride. Where you gotta go?
And ride. And you didn't need a road because there was no tire, there was no rubber tire. It was
Yeah,
just metal.
get you a dirt bike.
Eh, So the insanity of modern life is
It's too
I,
deep.
it's too deep.
We got
So
we need a
what
couple
I
more hours to talk about that.
so what I teach is low tech tools for healing, and drumming and dancing and singing are the basic ways to heal your emotions, your spirit, your energy.
Uh-oh. Well, we must be talking about some really deep stuff because people just keep coming by and kidnapping Dr. Love.
Well, yeah, always. Hey,
We,
that
man,
is
we must be talking about some heavy stuff, man. I don't want
well,
people to know
well,
about this.
healing is heavy, you know. It
It's heavy for some people, but it's light for
yeah,
me. Okay, you got
yes.
kidnapped again for a minute. Man, you can't get too deep, Dr. Love, because people are trying to kidnap you every time you get too deep.
Well, if somebody calls me on the phone, it kicks me off, but I just put myself in airplane mode.
Oh, stop all that
So,
kidnapping, man. Yeah.
right, exactly.
All right.
So, I think the sound is back. All right.
Yeah, because when you get that rhythm going, brother, you just be rolling with that rhythm, man. You gotta keep that rhythm moving, man. People interrupt that rhythm and it throws everything off.
That
It's
it
like when we were
does.
doing the
Exactly.
first CD, Mystical Travels, and this lady walked into the studio and she went straight to the bar to pour a drink. And
Uh,
Danny and I were doing a live spirit dance. We was doing
mm,
well, I had invited 20 healers that were dancing blindfolded while we were doing the music. And so when she came in, not knowing what was up, she hadn't been read the riot act yet. And so she didn't know
mm,
what was happening. And so she went straight to the bar to pour herself a drink. She didn't know that was off limits because we didn't allow drinking during the spirit dance. No kind
right.
of intoxication like that. You didn't need it because the music and the movement was intoxifying you already. Natural intoxication, you know what I'm saying? The
Mm,
natural vibrations were taking care of all that. So
right.
Danny got upset. My partner, Danny, Danny, he got
I know
upset.
Danny. Yeah.
It was one of his friends, and so he stopped. He just stopped playing music right in the middle of the recording. He just stopped, faded out. Just
Wow.
like you faded out when people kidnapped you. So he faded out, and I looked at him. I said, "Oh no, here we go." So anyway, so I said, "Danny, it's cool, man. And he sat down and people were dancing blindfolded during this whole time. And
Hmm.
we stopped the music, everybody stopped. And so then he chastised this lady, man. He started chastising her for like 2 minutes, then 3 minutes. At the 3 minute mark, at the 3 minute mark, I said, wait a minute, I got to figure out a way to get him back in the studio. because I figured we had at least another hour worth of music left in us. You know,
Uh,
so
put
I
on
knew
Rihanna. Don't stop the music.
so I knew exactly what to do. I went back in the studio. I just ignored him, and I went back in the studio and started playing his bongo drums. His bongo drums. He don't like nobody messing with his drums. So I knew once I messed with his drums, he was going to stop what he was doing and join me back in the
Uh,
studio. And that's exactly what happened. Okay? Because
okay.
you get in that rhythm, man. We got a spirit dance going on, man. We can't take time to be dealing with that kind of stuff. You know, that's messing up the vibration. So you know what I call that? I call that particular song that we created as a result of coming out of that situation with that lady he was talking to. I call it Peace in the Middle East. That's the name of that cut on the Mystical Travels CD. So if everybody out there gets my CD called Mystical Travels by Saphir Mahdi, you look at that song on there called Peace in the Middle East. It might be on the Tribal Awakening album. I'm not sure at this point, but we got a new one. We just actually came out with an album called Peace in the Middle East. So just keep your rhythm going, Dr. Love. No more interruptions. Come on now.
No more interruptions. Okay. So we got low tech. So we have body drumming, foot stomping, hand clapping, and singing. Now we got one more. We got one more. That is called spiral dancing.
All right, break it down. Spiral dance.
Okay. Now, when you stand up straight, when you stand up straight and then you shrink down, you stand up straight and then you shrink down. Okay. So your spine collapses and your body turns. Your spine expands and then it collapses and it turns. That's like a hydraulic pump that pushes cerebrospinal fluid, interstitial fluid, lymphatic fluid, and blood flow through the body. Now, women have a tendency to cross their legs and turn their body. Is that
Mm-hmm.
true?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Is that true,
you,
Nkassaa?
Yeah, that's a normalized response. Yes.
now, if you put your finger on your pubic bone and slide into the groin, that is where your femoral artery is. So that artery puts all the blood into your leg. If you sit cross-legged and turn, you're cutting off blood flow to your leg. That's why so many women have varicose veins.
Hello.
So when
All
you
right.
add the flour, the dairy, the salt, the sugar, the animal fat, and the fried to the poor posture, then you get varicose veins.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, how
Right.
many
Now I
women?
know why I don't cross my legs.
Well, most men don't do it, but men do cross at the knee, and there's
Right.
a big vein and a lymph gland behind the knee. So when men cross their knees, they are also cutting off the return, the venous blood supply back to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the dancing and the foot stomping is so very important because it breaks up that stagnation.
Wow.
Now,
Okay.
most women have period problems, menstrual cycle problems. Your period, your period, women's period should be 2 to 3 days max. But most women, their menstrual cycle lasts 5, 6, 7 days. Heavy flow, dark blood, and then they have uneven periods. So sometimes it's 28 days, sometimes it's 26 days, sometimes it's 25 days. So we have, I keep using the universal we. Our women have these hormonal issues because their periods are not regular. So, how can we regulate female periods? We regulate it with dance. particularly stomp dance. So when a woman stomps her feet, it creates a vibration that goes up to the uterine area. So that stomp dance that women do, or African dance, that stomping creates a vibration that increases blood flow to the uterus, which will then regulate the menstrual cycle. Now, of course, you have to cut out dairy, flour, salt, sugar, animal fat, and fried. You have to cut that way down.
Yeah,
And you
that
go ahead,
stomp,
ask.
that stomp dance has African roots, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because women in Africa, they don't get uterine cancer. They don't get fibroid tumors.
right.
They don't have menstrual problems the way women in the West do because of the dance.
And you
Okay?
know, and movement. You know, walking around, getting more exercise as well. You know, so
Exactly.
so you're talking about the lymphatic because the lymphatics are very important to to work those lymphatics. And I know one of the things I do is on a trampoline as a way of working my lymphatics. You know, up
Hmm.
and down, strength training and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you're saying that this prescription that you're talking about here also works the lymphatics very nicely.
Okay, so if your lymphatics are the main ways the body cleanses itself.
Exactly.
So breathing is one, urine, feces, lymphatics, and sweating.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the five major pathways of cleansing the body.
So when they talk about lymphatic drainage, what are they really talking about?
Again, that's some Western nonsense.
Right.
So let me bring this young man into the conversation. I don't know his name yet, but I know he's waiting to talk. So I want to set a stage for him to come into. If you were 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, and you were involved in sports, whether it was track and field, running, hurdles, jumping, pole vault, if you were involved in basketball, tennis, baseball, football, you are more likely to overcome and recover from a heart attack than if you sat on the couch and played video games between 12 and
Hello.
16.
Hold that thought right there. We're gonna play a little our music, our theme music, and when we come back, we're going to introduce a new segment on the show called Sports of All Sorts with our brother Bert Lockett. And then we'll tie in
Okay.
the sports thing with the exercise and the music and all of that. Okay, because sports is a great way to exercise the body. Now, we'll be right back, y'all. You got that right.
Got that right.
We can always disagree, but we never have to be disagreeable. By simply respecting each other's right to see the world as we choose to see it in every moment.
All right, brother Bert.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's your cue, brother.
We
Sports
are
of
here
all
with
sorts.
sports
Give
of
it to us,
all
brother.
sorts.
Let me preface what's going on here. Back in this, I'm not going to say what the year it was, but it was way back. Back in the day when I lived in San Francisco, Dr. Love, there was a brother up there named Sam Skinner. He used to do a sports show called Sports of All Sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And very popular show. And he was a friend of mine. We became close friends. And at the end of his show, he would always end with, "This is Big Sam Skinner saying, if you can't be a good sport, don't play." So I decided that this would be, if you can't be a good sport, don't play. I love that. So I thought this would be a great segment for us to do at the top of the second hour to bring in some commentary about sports since we got the soccer going on all over the place right now, and we just got through with the NBA finals, and there was all kinds of stuff going on sports wise. And you know, when I was watching the soccer thing the other day, you know, it dawned on me, Dr. Love and everybody, that man, that is a really tribal, very tribal thing. You get all these countries, and they're all screaming and going crazy over their tribe. Their tribe
Right.
happens to be the country that they're from. That's that's their tribe, and they want their tribe to win. You know, so it just on a big stage. It revealed really how tribal we really are. You know, and how adamant we really are about uh, you know our team winning. You know, at all costs. And so that's why Big Sam said at the end of the show, if you can't be a good sport, don't play. So on
Indeed,
that note, Brother Bert,
soccer
what you
is a
got?
true display. Soccer is a true display of nationalism. Um, and sticking to soccer this week, the USA men's soccer world team made the knockout round of 32 teams for the first time ever in the World Cup. I know you guys are big soccer fans. What do you guys? How do you guys feel about that?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not really a big soccer fan.
Me,
I'm not gonna
me,
lie about it.
I'm not a soccer fan either, but
You
Okay.
know,
I'm glad that there's an international camaraderie. That's what I'm glad about.
yeah,
Yes,
the tribal camaraderie.
indeed, indeed.
And you know, it's fun to watch. It's fun. I got hooked into it because my granddaughter played soccer for a while, so I used to go to her soccer games. She'd come to Arizona from California, you know, so I got into it. How about you, Nkassaa? You got any folks in your neighborhood that's into soccer?
Somewhere. Well,
Your voice is breaking up.
briefly watching the network currently being
We'll come back to you because your voice is breaking up. Steve, we can't get your. Maybe you should sign back in too. All right, so go ahead, brother Bert.
Yeah, I mean, with the soccer thing, man, it's the vibes right now with U.S. soccer are on an all-time high right now, especially with the way they've been playing, the expectations of the team, the new coach with the team, and the results that have been going in right now. So it's really great. The game will be against Bosnia July 1st. So everybody is anxiously ready to tune in and check it out and see if they can make it to that round of 16.
So tell everybody a little bit about your background. You work with sports. You're a sports guy, right?
Yes, man. I work with a great program, Unlock Potential. We do youth sports training, youth sports leagues, camps, um, the plethora of programs for the youth in Flagstaff, Arizona, and here in Phoenix, Arizona as well. And me, I grew up playing basketball, football, soccer, so I'm pretty much a sports junkie. I always have been since I was a young kid.
Okay, so does this topic that we're talking about today tie into could be helpful to some of your athletes? Do you think?
It definitely can. I think just the dialogue of sports in itself, because sports is a catalyst for kids to be able to build, like Dr. Love said, build that camaraderie, that team aspect, as well as achieving a goal and working hard and dedicating yourself to fulfilling an objective that they have at hand. So I think I think any dialogue about sports also gives kids that dream that I could be on that platform one day. I could be on that major stage one day. If not, there's always life skills that they're going to carry from sports with them in their journey in life.
So, Dr. Love, what do you think about that in terms of how what you're talking about can be a benefit to athletes who want to fine tune their craft and get even better and have even more stamina and more mindfulness?
Okay, so I have two thoughts. Number one, I think all children, boys and girls, should be enrolled in sports as young as they possibly can. This number one, teaches them respect for authority. Number two, it teaches them respect for their teammates so that they can actually play together, work together, plan together, and achieve goals together. Number three, a competitive spirit is necessary to be successful in life. And sports teaches you that as well. So there's three different benefits for a child to be involved with sports. Now, for me, the problem comes when you retire. So I know a lot of football players who die before they're 65 because
Yeah.
their career is over at 35, 36, 37, and they keep eating and drinking as if they were still training, but they're not training. And then they get respiratory disease, they get heart disease and brain problems, and they check out early. That's not cool.
No, it's not.
So
So how do we prevent that from happening based on, educating Bert so he can educate his people about what to do as far as integrating some of the stuff that we're talking about in terms of body drumming and these kinds of things that could be incorporated into their regimen. And
okay, it
things
has
that
to start
we
in
want to make
college
sure that-
sports.
huh?
It has to start in college sports because professional sports will not let you do anything that they haven't pre-approved. Okay? So
Right.
this brother came up with a new helmet. It had more tensile strength. It had all the right stuff and was $5 cheaper, $5 cheaper per helmet than the helmets they were using. And they told that brother, I'm sorry, we're not changing.
Right.
And there's all these lawsuits for brain injuries for football players, and the league would not approve the new helmet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
That's just craziness.
we
So
know
if
what's
we're
going
going to
on.
implement the things that I'm talking about, it's got to be college level.
Okay. All right. So how would an athlete at the college level be able to incorporate some of the things that you've been talking about today into their regimen?
Well, first of all, college athletes like to dance, so they're very social. So teaching them the hand clapping, the body slapping, that's going to be easy for them. They're
Right.
going to pick that up 1, 2, 3. The trick is to get them to do it in their 30s and 40s and not drop it when they graduate. So less than 5% of college athletes actually make it into the pros. So it's a really small number that make it, but they still have that sports in their mind and in their hearts. And that's where we would have to capture them. Okay. We'd have to capture them, between college and 30 and say, listen, you may not be a pro, but you could be a pro in life if you
Right.
do these things.
Hmm. So that's the beauty of the title of Bert's segment: sports of all sorts.
Of all sorts.
Now,
Of
I got
all
to tell you,
sorts.
Bert,
You're
do,
a
do,
young master, right?
so I got a question for you, Bert. Do
Yes.
you consider ping pong a sport?
Uh, that's tough. No, I wouldn't consider. I would consider it a table board game.
A table board.
Okay,
I do. I
so
do love ping. I do love ping pong though. Don't get me
Well,
wrong. I love ping pong.
that's discriminatory, man. Shoot,
that's you.
everything could be called a sport.
You said sports of all sorts. So
That's right,
this past January,
of all
I was
sorts.
with my young cousins. They are like 23 and 25. I'm
Okay.
I'm I'm 76 now. We were playing ping pong. I was winded. I couldn't let them see me out of breath.
Right.
I couldn't let them see it. So I had to like charge scores tied 19-19.
Yeah,
And I'm
right.
like, I'm gonna beat your little ass. And
That's like sound like when I was trying to compete against my nephew hula hoop. Hula hooping, man. I was like, oh, I thought I was good, but man, I can't keep up with this little kid.
Yeah, that's kind of like with me and my little nephew playing pickleball. Pickleball, you know, is a little larger scale, pretty much ping pong, but on a larger scale. And boy,
and
after
so,
two up and downs, I was real winded.
Yeah.
okay, so that's my point.
So is
That's my
hula
point.
hooping a sport? Is hula hooping, is that a sport?
Hey,
This
sports of all sorts, like Dr. Love said then. I agree with him on that.
Sports of all
hula
sorts.
hooping is not a competition. A sport has to have, it's got to be a competition.
Wait. How come we got to put competition in? Why can't it just be for fun?
That's not a sport.
Well,
Sport.
I mean,
If we're doing art, you can do archery by
whose
yourself.
definition? Whose
But
definition?
if we're going to compete in archery, that's a sport.
Look, sports of
Okay,
all sports. Okay, so
it's got to be a competition.
So is marksmanship, is that a sport?
It is if you're competing.
Okay, well, why can't hula hoop competition?
You'd have to put some type of point system on the hula hoops.
Okay,
I don't know, maybe you do.
I mean, you got to do so many turns within a minute.
Do you hula hoop, brother
Whoever can do the
Saphir?
most turns in a minute, or whatever.
Do you hula hoop? Does
Yeah,
does your daughter hula hoop?
Shoot, I was good at handball. How
Okay,
come
somebody pulled the plug on you.
is handball in the Olympics? I don't know.
Is handball in the Olympics?
Somebody pulled the plug. I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't. Oh,
You can't
pull
hear?
the plug on it? So go ahead, Bert. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear. I'm in
Okay,
there. I can hear everybody.
so if someone in your family does hula hoops, then you'd have to show me how to make that a competition.
Oh, I could. That's easy. I could do that. The fact that I lost to my nephew means it was
Saphir, I cannot hear you.
I could not keep up with him. I had to bow out gracefully.
Can anybody hear him?
I can hear him.
I can hear him.
You can hear him?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I can hear you. I can hear
Someone's
Bert,
calling
but
you.
I can't hear Saphir.
Someone's calling and tell them someone's calling and stop having people calling.
Wow, he's
Word
talking
from
a
Pixel
mile a
Pro.
minute.
Leave site.
Yeah.
And you still
right,
can't
well,
hear.
Uh-oh.
You still can't hear him, Dr. Love.
He's gonna call. He's gonna call
Yeah,
back.
he's gonna come back. He said he wasn't able to hear you.
He couldn't hear me. Yeah, because he
Yeah.
didn't want to hear what I had to say.
And your plans on becoming
He didn't want to hear me making hula hoop a sport.
and your plans of becoming a 2026 hula hooping champion.
I want to see hula hoop in the Olympics.
Look,
Okay, send me a video of you competing against these little 18-year-old yoga girls.
Is belly dancing a sport? Because that's just like hula hooping to me.
Belly dancing is definitely a sport.
Oh, really?
You and I have been to belly dance competitions. Come on. We went there
I
together.
have belly dancing girlfriends.
Be respectful. Be
Oh,
respectful.
you know, I play the flute, so you know what happens. They like that flute. You know, what can I say? If it can charm a snake, it can charm anything, right, Dr. Love?
It's not the flute, it's the movement.
Well, that's why I want to make hula hoop a sport. You
Okay,
know?
send me a video of you doing hula hoop and I'll chime in.
All right, back to the subject at hand. How do we help Bert's athletes become more successful?
Well, like I said, I have a whole roster of 18 circular, joint circular movements that, if incorporated in your 20s and 30s, will stay with you, rotational joint exercises that will stay with you in your 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, Bert, you got to ask the doctor some questions, Bert.
So what kind of what kind of are these like workouts that you implement every
No,
day or
it's a dance. This is
okay,
called a teacup qigong.
okay,
So you want to teach them some qigong?
Right, I'm
Qigong.
going to teach them
the
qigong.
teacup
Yeah,
qigong.
Ex-
right.
Explain what that is,
So
Doc.
what does that exactly work out with the is it all like with your upper arm?
Okay, as I said, rotational joint exercise.
Okay,
So I'm rotating my shoulder, I'm
okay,
rotating my elbow, I'm rotating my wrist.
okay,
Okay, and then I go backwards. Now, there are 6 variations of that one movement, and the variations go forward, go back, bend the knees, stand up, lean to the side. So there's multiple variations of that one particular movement.
So what do they
Then
call this?
chi, chi, cup, cup, qigong.
she cup, she gone.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So where can people go to learn more about this? You have a website that they can go
I am
to.
so glad you asked. DRQILOVE.com.
Let me put it on the screen.
Okay, perfect.
So I tried to put it in the chat, and it kept saying you're not allowed to send links. So I don't know what that was about, but
All right. Well, just give it to us over the air then
yeah,
again.
put it on the screen. Put it on the screen.
Yeah. Well, we haven't figured out that part of the stream yard yet.
You haven't figured that out yet.
We're working
Oh,
on it. So in the
okay,
meantime,
Mr. StreamYard. Okay, it's DRQILOVE.com.
okay.
drchilove.com, and then it'll offer you how to get a free class, how to sign up, how to get a newsletter, um,
Okay.
the next class. I have online classes, I have in-person classes, and I might even get invited to Arizona to teach a Qigong workshop if Bert asks me the right question.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, so when will you be available to come out to Arizona for for a nice workshop, Dr. Love?
I am coming to California uh, September 12th through the 15th. So I could fit in a trip before that or after that.
All right. Well, we can
Okay.
discuss all that after the show.
Okay.
In
I
the
tried to drop
meantime,
the I did try to drop the website link in the comments too.
Oh,
D
you
R
it's,
did?
Q
it's
I
in there.
D
It's
R
in
Q
there.
I L O V E.com.
It's in there. If you check the, yeah, it's in there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go. It's
Perfect.
on the screen now too.
All
Nice.
right.
All right. Did we have it
Very
right?
good. Yeah, we
Nice.
got it right.
Nice.
All right. You got that right.
You got that right.
Thank you, Bert.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Love. Thank you, man. Very insightful. Very insightful, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, we're having challenges with your volume too, Bert. I don't know why your voice is a little bit low. If you can get a little closer, maybe, or something. I don't know what it is.
It might be my Bluetooth.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever it is, but it's okay. So, are you going to be taking a dip soon, Dr. Love? I see there's a swimming pool next to you.
I took the dip. I had just come out of the water when you called me and said, "Are
Oh,
you
is that
ready for the show?"
Oh, man. You like to rub it in, huh?
Um, hey, brother, you told me live your best life. That 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 was your advice, so I took it.
And
Well,
that's
good.
very
I'm
good
glad
advice indeed. That's very good advice indeed.
you got that right. So, I'm gonna let Sister Nkassaa take over from here. So go ahead and ask him some questions, Nkassaa. That's gonna stump him. See if we can stump him today.
Oh, we only want things to grow here. We don't want any stumps. We
Oh, no
want
stumps.
no stumps. We want
Okay,
evergreen trees here.
just, just pure unconditional Dr. Love.
That's right, that's right. Pure unconditional love.
You got that right. So go ahead, sister. I'll let you.
So going back to the meditation, I was asking a question while they took you away for a minute. When we are doing the movement in meditation, whether we're tapping or we're chanting, at what level in the interaction is the focus for the meditative response or processes? Do they
Oh,
connect immediately or is it
okay, so let
a
me
sequence?
let me give you an example. Um, you know what a labyrinth is?
Yes.
Okay, so labyrinth is a pathway, a complicated pathway. And if you have a ball of chi and you're stepping and you're walking the pathway of the labyrinth and you're concentrating on each step and you're concentrating on your breath, you automatically meditate without thinking about it.
Mm.
So that's the trick, is to meditate without thinking. Okay. Now, um, there's an exercise that we do in Qigong called the 9 complete breaths. And we literally ping pong the chi back and forth between the two hands. So we breathe in, we breathe out. We breathe in, we breathe out. We do that 9 times. Sometimes I forget how many I've done. I could have done 20 or 30 because I slipped into a meditative state just moving the energy back and forth between my two palms. So it's not we try to meditate, we do the movement, we focus on the breath, and then you automatically slip into meditation.
Well, I guess my next part of my question, going back to the drumming, in the drumming, are we also working with the breath as far as awareness or monitoring it or counting? Does that happen with the drumming process as well?
Okay, so all my drum teachers said, don't think about anything but the drum.
Mm.
Don't think about breathing, just hit the drum. Boom, 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 boom. And that is called entrainment. So
Mm.
so when you play the same rhythm over and over and over again, your brain becomes attuned to that rhythm, and then your brain entrains you and puts you into a trance. And that's why we originally called it trance dance, because
Mm.
that puts you into the meditative mindset. So that's our objective, is to put you there. So my first shamanic drumming was with this brother named Dirch Bakakwete. So this is in Togo, West Africa.
Mm.
So he is doing this movement that looks very disjointed, very scattered, and there's 9 drummers,
Mm.
and I'm walking around trying to listen because the drummers are not cohesive in my way of thinking, because I
Mm.
have a Western mindset. So there's another brother also walking around listening to the drummers. So I turned to him and I said, "Excuse me, are you a student?" And he looks at me, he starts laughing. He says, "No, I'm their drum teacher." I was like, "Oh."
Mm.
I said, but the sounds are not cohesive. He said they're not supposed to be. The
Mm.
rhythm is disjointed, which causes the brain to flip out of its static pattern. Okay, so we go left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, and then doo 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 doo. This is the Western mindset. So he's got 9 drummers with 3 different rhythms playing counter to each other. So my brain can't make sense of it. It makes no sense. But that's what put me into meditation.
Mhm.
And that made me sit down and go, oh my God, I don't know anything. And at that moment, I thought I was a pretty good African drummer. That's what I thought.
Mhm.
And this brother, he taught me I don't know anything. So I was like, okay, what do I have to do? I have to come back. He said, oh yes, you must. If you want to learn, you have to come back. So we think we know because we read a book, took a weekend workshop. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing.
Just the
So
beginning and the
it
journey.
takes right. It takes years to learn this stuff. There's a book by Yaya Diallo called The Healing Drum. And he was part of a troupe. They went from village to village and they would play the weavers, they would play the song of the weavers and the song of the planters and the song of the hunters. And so every profession had its own song. So when he played that song, all the people who had that profession would come into the center of the circle. The next day, they would go to the hut and they say, Madam, I noticed when you were dancing yesterday, your left knee was crooked. Do you have a knee problem? And she's like,
Mhm.
oh, yeah. How did you know? He says, oh, we have herbs for your knee. So these brothers were drummers and they diagnosed you based upon your movement.
Mhm.
And then they would make a liniment or paste or wrap or something to put on the muscles to heal you.
Uh-oh, we lost you.
Yes.
You froze up on us, Doc. Yeah. So anyway, while we're working that out here, I know the technology is always sometimes a challenge, as they say. So are you seeing some applications, Bert, in terms of what he's talking about as it relates
Yeah,
to
yeah,
sports?
most definitely. Especially with the rotated stress thing he was talking about, man, that could be something that's easily implemented, I think, into some of our older athletes as well.
Okay. What aspect of it do you like the most?
Um, the thing is exactly what he said is like, you have players and athletes nowadays is different. Athletes start seriously competing at a young age, like really young, before they even hit their teenage years.
Right.
So they have this mindset, obviously, that they're going to work hard, they're going to achieve their goals, they're going to be in the league one day, and then they get to college and it doesn't work out. Some of them still have that fire inside to want to work out and continue to be in shape, or just the love of whatever game, whatever sport they are participating in, and that would be something that they can implement in their everyday life. After life after whatever sport that they were playing, help keep them in shape, help their body stay good and fit. You know what I mean? Supports a healthy lifestyle.
All right. Well, while we've got Dr. Love in kidnap mode again, he's got kidnapped. But this is a good time for us to play the theme music. And when we come back from the theme music, we're going to introduce Nkassaa's new segment at the bottom of the second hour. All right? Stay tuned, folks. You got that right.
You got that
All
right.
right.
You and I live in a a judgment-free zone. And we're getting ready to spread that unconditional love vibration all over the planet with the universal understanding that peace is more important than being right about anything. We can always disagree, but we never have to be disagreeable. By simply respecting each other's right to see the world as we choose to see it in every moment.
All right now.
You and I have 100% agreement rating, and that's because
Well, you and I have 100% agreement rating, Sister Nkassaa. So this is your moment to chime in with your segment, Insights. Are you there? Uh-oh, did we lose? All right, sister, this is your moment to chime in with your insights. Oh, we're having technical issues again here. Can you hear me? Hello? Wow, okay. All I can say is it's been a great show. We're having some technical challenges at the moment with Dr. Love. We lost him in Florida somewhere. He got kidnapped in Florida, and Nkassaa in Newark, Delaware. We lost her on the screen, so we'll wait for her to get back. In the meantime, let's play a little bit more of that music now.
disagreeable by simply respecting each other's right to see the world as we choose to see it in every moment.
All right.
All right.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine now. So I was just
Okay.
introducing your segment called
Thank you.
Insights. Is that correct?
Insight with Nkassaa.
Insights with Nkassaa. And kind of give us an
Insight.
overview of what that means when you say insights with Nkassaa.
Well, Insight with Nkassaa is all about your view. I'm inviting you to share with me your views on where you would like to go in you and bring that out of you. So, Insights with Nkassaa are asking questions that you may have been stuck or unsure about your processes, be they mental, spiritual, emotional, social, reclusive, wherever your questioning mind wants to go, we want to hear. You and I both, Saphir, we want to hear what the folks want to
Yeah,
know about
ab-
themselves. So we're the
absolutely.
listening ear. I'm the ear that you want to hear,
The ear
that you
that you
want to
want.
hear, the
Okay.
ear that you want
Some,
to
some
hear,
folks not ready. Some people are not ready to hear anything. They're not prepared.
to hear themselves, I'm sure, because that's all that I'm offering. I'm offering a recording of whatever a person is seeking to um, have magnified. So I'm like a little recorder that will help a person magnify an insight that they've been holding on to, that they want to expand or they want to release, even
All right. Well,
something that doesn't serve them anymore.
let's just jump in with some heavy stuff.
Well, give
While
it to me. Let me
while,
hear you.
while Dr. Love is swimming in that pool, in that swimming pool.
Hey, that's
There's a lot of people out in the world, today and for some time now, that live in the polarities, right and wrong, good and bad, and all that. So I thought
yes.
it'd be a good idea for us to kind of tackle that today. Is there such a thing as right and wrong? One of my favorite topics. So from your perspective as a spiritual person and a spiritual teacher, as a life coach, what do you think about right and wrong, good and bad? You think that's something that is healthy for us to believe that one person is right whereas another person is wrong?
I think in nature of the show that we're doing today, and part of also Dr. Love and your past experience, that you focused intentionally on releasing blockages and allowing things and people and processes to flow. So I look at the polarity of a person or people bringing in right and wrong as a tool that creates stagnation, it creates blockages, right?
Okay.
You know,
Mhm.
I may like strawberry jelly and you like strawberry jam. They're both from the same berry, but they're different processes in what they could be, the potential. One could be jam, one is jelly. They're not wrong, but for the application of particular type of sandwich, they may not facilitate the fullness of the desire. So when we are getting to desires innately, not socially, your desire doesn't have an aspect to what is wrong and or to what is ultimately right due to it's your own process, it's your own, you own it. It is yours. It is your device. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mhm.
So it has no intent unless you give it intention. So it doesn't have an aspect of wrong and or right until it comes into contact with somebody else's reality that may impose restrictions and blockages for it to be in the same space or to be a promoting agent for something else.
Well, you said a
So
key
it's
word. You said a key word: perception. For
yes,
me, it's all about perception. Is
that it is.
your perception to a elephant, a mouse is huge. To an elephant, but I mean,
All
all an
right,
elephant
he's
can do is,
back.
yay! He
We have to pause.
came out of the pool. Okay, you get that little dip in.
No, my phone
Yes.
died.
You don't look
My
like you wet. You don't look dripping wet to me. So we were just talking about good and bad, right and wrong. Was it good for you to take that dip before the show, or was that wrong?
as according
None
to
of that up in
according
here.
to Preston Johnson, there is no right, there is no wrong.
Wait a
There's
minute,
That's
just
that's Mr.
right.
what
Preston
is.
Johnson,
You
not
got
Mr.
that
Preston
right.
Johnson. Oh,
It's just what is.
me too.
Got that right.
That was our favorite topic to talk about in Baltimore. We were on the radio in Baltimore. Every time
Hmm.
we did a show, Preston and I did a show. Is there such a thing as right and wrong? The phone lines would be jumping off the hook, just jumping off.
Right.
You couldn't even get through.
Yeah,
And they go,
people were so
what's wrong,
judgmental.
what's wrong with you guys, man? Of course there's right and wrong. You crazy. Get off the air.
Yeah, well, tell
That's the
that
kind of thing
to
you
the
got in
people that
Baltimore.
are running the military.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, I was just saying to perception is everything because nothing has any power in and of itself unless you ascribe power to it. You know, and to the elephant, a mouse is like gigantic. He don't know what
Mm,
to do with that mouse. you know, all
That's
he got to
right.
do is step. If he could see him, all he had to do is step on him, and that'd be the end of the mouse. But
mm,
how tall is tall? How short is short? You
right.
know, what's fat? What's skinny? Everybody's seeing a different movie. So I
Hmm.
had just
Right.
introduced in Nkasaa's segment. She's doing a segment at the bottom of the second hour called. Go ahead, Nkasa.
Insight within Casa.
Insight
Ooh,
with
I
Nkasa.
like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
Insight with Nkassaa.
Yeah. So we got honor the feminine energy in the house.
Hmm. Right.
You know,
Yes.
that's why I have her as my co-host, so we can have some feminine balance.
We
You know.
are going to
Yeah.
be that.
I just helps me stay in touch with my feminine.
Yeah.
Energy.
Divine, the divine polarity.
Watch yourself now, Dr. Love. God is not either, God is not male or female.
Or female, right?
God is the combined excellence of both male and female attributes. So if you
That's
want to
right.
be, if you want to be in balance, with that yin and the yang, you gotta balance that male and female energies, right, Dr. Love?
You're absolutely right about that. You got that
There you
right.
go.
Well,
You
one
got that right.
got that right.
So, insights with Nkassaa. Go ahead, since Dr. Love missed some of that. Let's open the floor to insights with Nkassaa. We were talking about, is the perception of right and wrong, good and bad, is that a healthy thing for
And
for our spirits?
and I pushed it back onto you, Dr. Love, about blockages as you were, giving us divine light earlier. And
Uh-huh.
it's about, you know, right and wrong creates, the vestige for blockages. When we
Mm-hmm.
ascribe, a designation to it,
Mm-hmm.
we break up the flow.
Right.
So any anytime, when we ascribe something, we're saying it has to stop innately
Mm-hmm.
being what it is in the moment to allow something else to come in contact with it.
Right.
So anytime we stop our movement, our flow, our thought, even to embrace and to hug and to love, we're
Mm-hmm.
stopping one thing to receive another. Not that that's bad, it's just what it is. You
Right.
Mm-hmm.
know,
Every time you have a judgment about yourself or someone else, okay, that's energy. That's chi. You cut off the
yes.
chi, the
There you
energy
go.
flow that Dr. Love was talking about earlier in terms of the
Yes.
flow of the blood, the consciousness is cut off. Every time you
Yes.
have a judgment about yourself or someone else, it goes to the weakest part of your body. So if you keep,
Mm-hmm.
for that same thought over and over again, you keep judging the same thing over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen is going to cut off the chi in that part of the body. That's why you can
Yep,
always look at
definitely.
where the ailment is coming from, and you can determine emotionally, spiritually, what they've been
Mm-hmm.
thinking about, what they were thinking, what they were judging. Because
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
corresponding part of the body that corresponds with certain emotions and spiritual judgments and things like that we have. So the key is about freeing ourselves from those judgments that we have
Mm.
of ourselves and others, so that we can travel light in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Dr. Love?
That's
That's
right.
absolutely
You
correct.
got that right.
You
Yeah,
got that
you
right.
want to travel heavy. So I don't know how some people get up in the morning, man, with all the baggage they got in the bed with them. It's like
Right?
they're like that, that tourist gorilla, that gorilla is throwing the luggage around and stuff. It's like
Yes.
they got so much baggage they're carrying all day, every little thing they judge. And I said, look, every time you have a judgment, do this, write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Just write it
That's
down. Do
it.
that for a day.
Mm-hmm.
For one day, just every time you have a judgment about yourself or someone else, just make a note of it. All right.
Right.
Before you go to bed at
Yes.
night, take a look at that list,
Mm-hmm.
all the judgments you had during the course of that day. I'm sure that list is going to be, for most people, quite long.
Right.
Not realizing that they're impeding their own forward progress by creating these judgments. In other words, you
Mm-hmm.
can't manifest things in the gross matter if you get all these judgments in between. I've
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
been fortunate in my life that I've been able to, release a lot of judgments that I've had in my past about things that's happened to
Mm-hmm.
me. And so once you're able to free yourself from all those judgments, you become a genie.
Right.
Right.
You're already a genie, but you just don't know it. So
Mm-hmm.
Someone
when you have a thought, there's only two things that will prevent that thought becoming gross matter, because it's all about intention and thought.
Mm,
Deliberate
Okay.
thought.
all
So
right.
what happens if you have a judgment about or fear about it happening or not happening? You
Mm-hmm.
short circuit the consciousness. You short circuit the thought, and so
Mm-hmm.
that prevents you from manifesting. So you got to stay out
Right.
of those areas of good and bad, right and wrong, and just
Not
That
set the
okay,
intention.
but then how do you
Set
bring
the
everyone to your
way.
level of understanding?
Well, if I don't share the knowledge with them, they'll never get there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm putting it out.
I
I'm just
do.
letting y'all know that's the secret. It's not really a secret, but it's for some people, I guess it is a secret because no one ever taught them that. Now, if they taught this in school, if they taught metaphysical and spiritual, natural law and spiritual law in the school system, then the kids wouldn't be as challenged as they are today. They wouldn't be in the hurry that they're in today.
Hmm.
They wouldn't be rushing around trying to get stuff done if they understood. If we taught reincarnation in the school,
Hmm.
if kids knew that they had many lifetimes to come back and get it right, they wouldn't
Hmm.
be hurt
Hmm.
at the time. You know,
Okay.
so that's kind of like how I see us getting away from the polarity thinking. It's very important that we do that and understand
Hmm.
things in divine order. That
Hmm.
it's not a atom or a molecule out of place in the entire universe. Everything
Hmm.
happens exactly the way it's supposed to happen. So whatever
Right.
Well,
you up, those are lessons that you're supposed to get. You know,
Hmm.
you need to stop judging the people that come into our lives. You
Right.
know, and say thank you to them because
Right.
you asked for them to show up, and now that they show up, you act like you didn't ask for them. Like
That's a
I didn't
good
ask for
point,
you.
man.
You know, it's
you
like,
got that right.
well,
That's a
those
good point.
lessons are too heavy. I can't. I'm not ready for you. Well, don't ask because
Right.
if they show up, that you ask them to show up. So
Right.
just say thank you. Like what happens is when people have relationships and they judge the relationship as being good and bad, right and wrong, or whatever, and they judge the boy, the guy judges the girl judges the guy.
Hmm.
That's what happens, Dr. Love.
Well,
Hmm.
that is a wonderful insight, Sophia,
Uh-huh.
and keep looking in.
All right. So
Absolutely.
what happens, Sister Nkassaa, if you judged a previous boyfriend in your life? What happens?
What I would say, I'm going a little bit back. I'm going to go back before I answer your question to some level of martial installation. It's form and function, right? Not to say if it's right or wrong, but is it functional or non-functional? Does that function well with me or does it not function well with me? And if it does not function well, then one can move out of the way or move along or move whatever needs to be moved, unblock the blockage and move forward. So
How
that's
about
in the
how about
judgment free zone.
okay, but how about when you judge somebody, you become the judgment?
But if I wouldn't have to judge if I thought about it, whether it's functional or not functional.
Well, so you're going into polarity thinking again when you say that, though. See,
Well,
functional,
it's okay,
non-functional.
Doug. Okay.
But it's not functional or non-functional. It might be
Well,
non-functional for you, where it'd be great for
well,
me.
to judge, right? Let's just say judge. Oh, I don't like her dress. Well, first of all, why should I even have her dress as a thought of my awareness, right? What function does that thought work for me? Why
All
am
right.
I nosing about somebody else's persona? Right? Because
Well,
I'm just giving an example of
yeah,
judgment.
yeah, yeah, I
We're
understand. But
making a judgment.
for the sake of time, and
Okay.
we got about
Well,
10 minutes left.
then
I
it's
want to go
really
back.
perception.
I want to go back to that functional question. If you have a
Yeah.
boyfriend and you judge your relationship with that boyfriend, what's going to happen? What happens in that moment? Dr. Love, you want to chime in?
I would say you create blockages to what you're trying to achieve. I'm going to stay on blockages today
Okay,
because we're
all right.
talking about chi.
So how about we fine tune and say you're going to keep tracking the same energy to you until you release that judgment.
Well, that's blockage.
In
We're
other
saying the
words,
same thing.
you're going to keep attracting that same type of
That's
person,
that's
boyfriend,
blockage.
that same energy that you judge. So
That's
the key,
blockage.
to not living what I call Groundhog Day, because that's what
Right.
that is. He's doing the same thing over and over again. That's why
Right.
women and men keep having the same relationships over and over again because they never said thank you to the person who came along and for the lessons that that person brought them. And so once
Right.
you say thank you,
You
then you
got that right.
free up the energy.
The
And
attitude of gratitude.
and so
Yes.
you like and dislike about another person is what you like and dislike about yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't recognize it in the other person. So you're looking at yourself all the time. There's an aspect of yourself that you see in this other person that you're judging that because when you did it, you judged yourself when you did it.
Exactly. And
A
that's
woman who has
wonderful
an abortion,
insight.
it's like a
And that
woman who has an abortion and she judged the fact that she had an abortion. The next thing she know, she goes out with a sign saying abortion is murder. Okay? Because she judged herself when she did it. Or a person that used to smoke cigarettes and they quit smoking. And then all of a sudden they get so self-righteous. Put that cigarette out. You know, I don't like that. You know, hey, well, what about when you used to smoke? You know, it was okay when they did when they were smoking. It was okay. Or you know, those born again Christians that there's so much dirt, you know, on other people are so bad and they had to become a born again Christian. Or the people that used to eat so bad they got sick, you know, and then they had to start eating healthy. And then they see you eating that burger and they're gonna judge you for eating that burger.
that's right. You got that right.
They
That's
get
right.
they get amnesia, selective amnesia when they had the burger, you know. So anyway, I'm just going to drop that little
Well,
tip
thank
in for
you.
some folks to, you know, let
And
that marinate a little bit between now and next week's show. Dr. Love, we got
Yes,
about
sir.
7 minutes to wrap it up with you, my brother, man. And it's been fun
thank
because
you.
you've been in motion. You've been moving around and grooving around, jumping in the pool and stuff, and you know, dropping all these bombs on us, and then just walking away. You know,
Wait.
so I got a question for you. So we the thought police on patrol still, man. You know that.
Oh man, the thought police. You
Remember
want
the
to bring
thought
out some
patrol?
deputies?
That we were cruising through Miami in that Lincoln Town car, and
Right.
yeah, we were the thought police on patrol, man. Tell me, I kind of know already, but in the notes I've got on you, I got a lot of notes on you too.
Stay out of judgment. Stay
I
out of
got more
judgment.
notes than you want to know about. But but I want to know what tonopuncture is. Tonopuncture.
Yes.
Come on, break it down for us. What's tonopuncture? Oh, as it
So
relates
there
to
are
sound here.
there's 5 tones. Do, re, mi,
So
fa, ti, do, re, mi,
so
fa, sol, la, ti, do. So we take those tones and we turn them into notes, and those notes correspond to organs. So there are 5 organs: heart, lung, liver, spleen, kidney. So we take the 5 tones, and then we can practice toning the tone, which activates or heals that organ. So
oh,
that's something you'd have to do 10, 15 minutes every day.
so that's like vocal acupuncture.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I'm
Oh,
Yes.
so
You
glad you
got
said
that
that.
right.
yeah. And so how does that
Yeah.
connect? Doesn't that connect to the ancestors too? I mean, we got that from the ancestors, didn't we?
I have a musical instrument in my house that is 5 tones, that is based upon the Twa, which is the pygmies of the Congo.
Come on now, break it down.
And I bought that just because,
Somebody says that Tony started in Egypt. Now, I don't know how true that is, but it sounds pretty good to me.
well, what she's referring to is the recording. It was recorded, but it
Right.
actually started in the Congo.
But the pygmies might have been first, huh?
Right.
They didn't have a recording device with them.
That is correct.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So my phone tells me it's going to die in the next 60 seconds.
All right. Well, we're going to keep you on the line until it dies. So
All
just
right.
keep listening, brother.
I
Thank
love you,
you.
Saphir. I love you, Saphir. You are
You
so
know,
fierce.
you know the feeling of
Saphir
release.
is so fierce.
We're going to put the theme song music in the background quietly as we roll out with the last comments for this evening.
I want to hear Rihanna, Don't Stop the Music.
All right, we don't have that one over here right now, but we're going to do You Got That Right.
Okay.
So any last comments, closing comments you want to make, Dr. Love, about?
Okay, so I want people to call me and tell me how I can help them break through the self-imposed limitations.
Yes.
That's
Judgments and
Got that
limitations.
right.
Judgments and
The
limitations.
blockages. Yeah.
right.
Well, the judgments create the limitations. Hello.
Yes. Let's
That's
release the
it.
blockage.
Right.
I'm not going to remove no blockage. I'm just going to act as a God that I am and keep on moving forward.
Well,
In other words,
blessed be to you so that others may follow.
Yeah. Well, here's the key. Here's the key, sister. And you know I love you. The key is do not look for an excuse not to be God. Because
Right.
if you look for an excuse not to be the master of your destiny and the creator of your own reality, guess what happens? It will happen. You'll create those blocks. You'll create those obstacles because you perceive that such a thing exists. But nothing has any power unless you give it power. Nothing
Right.
has
Got
power
that right.
in and of it. Nothing has power in and of itself. Okay, you have to ascribe power to it.
Yes. And for those that are building awareness,
Yeah. Someone can say
those
that you
are
have.
coming.
Someone can tell you right now that you get ready to have a heart attack, and if you believe them and you trusted this person, if you bought into that thought, you could end up having a heart attack.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? Again, nothing has any power in and of itself. We have to ascribe power to it. That's why
Got that right.
the voodoo witch doctors knew that they could plant a seed in somebody and they would get scared and believe it and end up dying from something.
Right.
That was all
Yes.
thought that was planted. Okay, it works in the reverse too.
Mhm.
And
both
thank
ways.
you for, we appreciate
Okay.
all those insights.
Yeah. So if you want to, you have to accept responsibility for being the master of everything in your life.
You got that right.
You create
Right.
your own
You
world.
got that right.
I told my sons when they were old enough to understand, you're the master of your destiny. You create your own reality. And then I asked them, are there any questions? And they said, no, Dad, no questions. I said, well, go ahead and do it. And don't come back with any excuses. Why I told them that? I said, excuses are the tools by which incompetence builds monuments of nothing. And
Got
nothing
that
from
right.
nothing leaves nothing. So they
Got that right.
never came to me with excuses about anything. So, Dr. Love, closing comments.
Closing
Yes.
comments.
Yeah.
You are the captain of your fate. You are the master of your destiny. And if you really want to elevate, you got to learn Qigong. You got to do Qigong. Go to drchilove.com and learn how to do Qigong every day, 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. online.
Got
if you're
that
looking
right.
for a sign, this is it.
Beautiful.
That is it.
Do you have a later class?
Okay.
You have a class that starts a little bit later?
Okay. Yes, I do. I have one at 9.
10 o'clock, like I go to bed at 3 in the morning, so I get up at like 9 or 10. You got something for me?
Yes, I have something just for you. Just for you, Sophia.
Thank you.
Anyway, I love you all, and I gotta
Love
go.
you more.
Okay.
Thank you,
All
Dr.
right.
Love. Thank you.
Enjoy. See you
All right.
Monday.
So
All right.
checking out saying you got that right.
Got
Hallelujah.
that
You got
right.
that right. Okay. Okay.
Praise and thanks.
Good praise and gratitude.
Yeah, no, you the best. You the best.
Okay.
I can speak song. All right, we got stuff with Lumos, beautiful Lumos.
And that's because no matter
We
what
got
you
the
are,
Beatles. We're
we're
gonna
gonna
ride
always
out.
say you got that right.